This podcast contains strong language and adult themes from the outset. Strap yourselves in, baby.
Okay.
Right, talk to me.
Oh, well, I am talking.
All right.
All right. So you're going to write down the same notes that I've already written down? I mean, go ahead. Write down your notes. Write down your notes. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't look at my notes.
We'll see what I mean. Right,
No, this is not school time.
What, are you going to fucking have your hands
Yeah.
over it?
I used to cheat all the time. In fact, most of my exams, if not all of my exams that I turned up to, I just wrote my name at the top of the piece of paper and then I sat there and did nothing.
Why don't you walk out? You can walk out once you've finished.
And then just left.
Why?
I left school.
God, I thought I'd be there fucking sweating and my hand would be cramping because I wouldn't be able to get enough written down.
Just, this is what comes with growing up in a bad household. You have a bad attitude towards everybody and everything.
Well, what's changed?
Nothing.
Get ready.
Wait, leave nothing out.
If you want help, hang up and then dial your operator.
Don't threaten me. You don't scare me.
Fun and excitement.
And when your head is down,
Leave nothing out.
Well, today ended up being quite nice.
Oh yeah, what did you do?
Nothing in the end.
Oh yeah, you said yeah.
Yeah, it was. I'm quite happy actually. Sometimes, when you think, when you're just not in the mood for it, sometimes it's just nice not to do anything. Although I did do a few jobs at the house. I needed to wash the dog, so I washed him. That's quite a long job because he's quite big and he's very hairy and he gets quite dirty. So I washed him and dried him and sorted him out. Went to Asda.
Oh yeah, you said.
Yeah.
Well, as you told me you were going to Asda, I was driving out of B&Q and I thought, oh, what Asda? But it'll be the one.
Central Station.
Yeah. So I was in
It's
Castlepoint.
fucking like Skank City, innit?
I don't ever go in.
It's
I don't go in because I
You
don't
take-
live around that way.
Well, you
so-
take yourself, your life in your own hands when you're going into Central Station, Asda. I'll tell you a funny story. Someone's just popped into my head. Me and my ex-husband went in there one night after finishing Thai boxing. I needed to get some food. We didn't have any food for dinner. And it would have been about 9:15. And we were coming out and the car park there is really like compact. We were upstairs and there was a car
Oh, yeah, it is quite
driving like a lunatic. And this woman had her little child with her, her little daughter, had to pull the daughter close to her because she was in fear of being run over by this car that was driving around the car park like idiots. So I can just vocalise my emotions. Oh, you fucking twats, what do you think you're doing? Stop driving like fucking idiots. And then I can move on. But I forgot I was with the ex-husband, who, there's no grey area with him, right? So the car's pulled up and parked, and there must have been 5, let's say Asian-y type boys getting out, who decided that they were going to square up to the husband. And he's not going to put up with that. He was 18 stone and a mentalist. So the Asian guy said, so what are you going to do about it, big boy? He starts squaring up against them as well. I think, oh shit, I'm carrying the shopping. So now I'm now squaring up with the guys, with the shopping and him, thinking, well, I've got to back him up. And he said to me, get in the car. And I'm not going to get in the car. I'm not going to get in the car and wait for him to get beaten up by 5 guys. So then we both get in the car. It was like being in Starsky and Hutch. He takes off in his car, right? I swear to God, we take off. And he was just about to go down the exit. He stops the car with a screech, says, go home, and sprints across the car park to chase these guys down. They're now in the electronic doorways at the entrance. He's now fighting these guys.
5 of them.
5 of them. So I skid the car round. I fucking right. I go running round. So I think, well, I've got to try and back him up a little bit. I've seen him get smashed in the face with something. I don't know if it was like a Coubertin or if it was their mobile phone. Do you know what a Coubertin is?
No.
It's like it's a metal rod that you can carry on your key ring that you can use as a bit of a weapon.
Oh, okay.
But it's small enough to fit in your pocket. But if you clamp somebody around the head with that inside your fist, it's going to really hurt.
Okay, yeah.
So they took off running. I'm now outside McDonald's because McDonald's is inside the entrance there.
Yeah.
There's people just stood there watching this unfold, right?
How many years ago was this?
Oh, God. I've been left him 7 years. Probably 10 years ago.
All right, well.
Yeah, 10, 11 years ago. So now we're outside McDonald's. This 10-stone wet guy is now stood in front of the camera, goading my ex-husband to punch him in the face. Goading him to. Because he thinks by being in front of the camera is going to save him.
Oh, right, yeah.
No. He fucking lets this fucking hook go, right? He was probably benching about 150, 160 at the time, okay? But 160
Yeah.
in a single hand punch, round your jaws a hook, right? The lad,
Whoa.
I swear to God, right? His face just turned to the side, looked back at him, and he shot off running. So it tells me that they were all on drugs. Because there isn't a 10-stone man guy alive that could take a punch. I've seen 18-stone men get knocked out by my ex-husband from punches like that in the rain, right?
The fact that they could just take it and...
Yeah, and he took off running. Anyway, fucking sliced all his hand open on his teeth. And you know what teeth are like?
Yeah.
Fucking germ city. And that ended up getting infected. Why did I start telling this story?
Because you're taking your life into your own hands when you go into Central State.
Oh, in Asda! Yeah! In Asda. Fucking hell, his eye was all dilated. I was like, right. And people just stood there watching this, right? Nobody came to our aid. I was like, right, we need to go. Because otherwise the police are going to turn up and we're going to get fucking arrested. So I put me in the car and I said, right, we need to go to the police station straight away. We need to report them before they report us.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And then we went down to the hospital.
Yeah, to
now,
sort his hand out.
he had to go sort his hand out. So the guy's sewn it up. He's covered it up. A couple of days later, we're sat at home. I'm on the sofa and I went, what's that smell?
Oh, no.
I said,
Oh,
is that your hand?
oh, I feel sick already.
Is that your hand? I went,
Like rotting flesh.
yeah.
Oh.
I said, that needs to be looked at. So we go back down the hospital.
Hang on, I don't know.
No,
I
listen,
don't know.
listen, because this doctor comes in and she goes, hey, where did you get that taken care of? And we were like, right here by one of your doctors. She disappeared sharpish. So, don't punch people in the face.
And don't go to Bournemouth Hospital.
And don't go to hospital. So, yeah, when you go to Asda, you've got to be mindful of the people that you might come across in there.
Just keep your head down. Don't make eye contact like someone told me last night.
Yeah.
Last night we're walking around Bournemouth. I love it. Janine was like, easy wrong on him. Just don't make eye contact. Walk straight past. I think you scared the shit out of Amy. But it was nice, wasn't it? Nice sort of like meal, catch up.
Do you know, right, nice for a meal. I don't like those restaurants down there. They're soulless.
Yeah.
And that, for three of us, £83 for a meal, that's too much.
No. I would have gone to...
There's the places in Southbourne, Portuguese places. You know what's nice is the family-run restaurants.
Yeah, so I like...
and supporting those rather than
yeah.
the big chains.
Yeah, because I like... That's what I was trying to say as we were walking down Old Christchurch Road. You've got that... I was like, oh, if you like the one that we went to, there's that small kind of Greek, Turkish one that's not far from Eye of the Tiger. That's nice. Can't remember the name of it. And then you've
Not
got...
Zorba's. Zorba's has gone right downhill.
Oh, is it? I haven't been there since...
Right, we went in there. We had like some of the girls from CrossFit decided we were going to have a Valentine's night, the single ladies.
Oh, okay.
But it was awful. Yeah, it was really awful.
And then I like Beirut Lounge, that Lebanese.
Yeah.
And then, is it Levant down the bottom?
I've not
quite
been in
nice.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Dosa World up the road,
Yeah,
that's
and
really
then
nice.
Dosa
Dosa
World,
World's
yeah.
lovely.
Yeah, Dosa World. We spoke about that before, I think.
Yeah. But, so like those big chains, those restaurants in that complex, it's just horrible.
I think it's just because...
And we were they sat us right underneath the air conditioning as well. I didn't moan.
Yeah.
And it moaned because I was enjoying the experience of just being out. And then I don't want to go there again.
Yeah, no, I won't be going there again. I told James, I was like, by the way, I won't be going there again.
No.
Because we went to that Zimbray, whatever it is. It's opposite, you know, where the toilets were in the triangle.
Oh, yeah, there used to be Yeamans. It used to be like a jerk place.
Yeah, so the jerk chicken place was the toilets opposite there.
Oh, right,
It used to
okay.
be like an Italian place.
Oh, but
anyway,
not Pinocchio's.
Yeah.
Is that gone?
I think so, or it's next to it. But anyway, either way, that was nice. Well worth it. I think I don't know, because I said to... They do chicken stuff, but it's mainly because it's South African. It's mainly like red meats and stuff, so that's why I thought
You know,
might
well,
not
you need
like
to
it.
support the smaller restaurants. It's really important.
Oh, James and I go to loads of different
Yeah.
ones.
And they're just... It's just...
And that's why it took so long to get served, because everyone just goes there because it's like the big chain,
Yeah, but
convenience, people know it's
It
there.
took ages for the food to come out.
Yeah.
And for what? A chicken wrap? And a
was
bit of chopped up cabbage?
I was getting ready.
Antsy.
Yeah.
Me too.
I know.
I was controlling myself
I
quite
know.
well.
I saw you. I love the fact that we're both the same there. And it got to the point where I was like,
I'm going to start getting antsy.
yeah. I was starting to start looking round.
I know.
And it's the fact that they didn't even come and ask if you
No.
wanted a drink. Didn't even say
No.
apologies for the late.
No. Yeah. What's it called?
Fucking hell. There was it. The real
Greek?
The real Greek.
Right. We
Don't go there.
No, we don't want to go there.
No.
Soulless.
1-star review rating coming right up. Ugh.
But it was nice to catch up there.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was nice to go out.
So we've had some feedback. We've actually had a really nice review on
Yeah.
what do you call it?
Was that Instagram?
Apple Podcasts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So if you are listening to our podcast and you like it, then please leave a review and rate us. Ideally 5-star would be great.
Yeah. Oh, well, do you know what? Whatever. Even if
Yeah.
you don't like it.
Just leave it.
If you don't like it, be brave enough.
Yeah, to say
If you're going to say it's a 1-star, okay, that's fine. I have got pretty thick skin, but you better make sure you critique it as well.
Don't
Why?
just put 1 star.
Yeah. Because I get that with my book.
Yeah, you said
1
that
star.
last
But it
time.
makes me laugh. Because then I think it's just personal. And then that makes me laugh even more. Because I like annoying people.
You don't say.
So, we're finally getting round to goal setting.
Goal setting.
I had to remember what it was. Finally getting around to doing goal setting. We were asked to do this, months ago, but then we had all the changes in politics and you know, so wasn't that important.
So I'll stop tapping.
So I've written down some notes.
She hasn't written down any notes.
I have.
No, you have not. You've just literally started copying from my bit of paper.
Little bullet points.
Well,
Little
goal
bullet
setting. It's not. I
points.
mean, it's not going to be very exciting, but yeah, goal setting. What do you do? What do you do, Cally?
What do I do?
Yeah, what do you do? What goal setting do you do? What do you understand from it?
So it depends what I'm feeling like. So if I know I need some motivation, then I'll look at what competitions there are or what challenges there are and then set my goals from there.
Yeah.
Or if I'm finding that I'm progressing quite well in my training, I'll pick points in my training that aren't going as well and again, make a plan to achieve that.
Okay, so that main goal is your ultimate goal.
Yeah, that's my end goal.
Yeah, ultimate
Yeah.
goal. So you've got your ultimate goal. Okay,
Yeah.
sometimes that can seem like it's really far away, and the journey to get to that can seem a bit overwhelming. So what you need to do is park that and then set your smaller goals.
Yeah.
Okay, that are specific,
My little time.
measurable, achievable, relevant. I've got time stamped, but sometimes.
With that relevant, I would also realistic.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm going to get to.
Yeah.
But this is right. This is classic. I get people that come to me, right? I want to squat 160 kilos. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay. In 6 months. Right, what's your 1 rep max? 110. Okay, that's probably not going to happen in 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also then when you start working with these people, you then have to understand how well their body adapts to strength, because I know I've trained people and their adaptation to strength is not quick.
No.
You might only get a half a kilo response out of a year's worth of training, but PBs are PBs.
Yeah.
You know?
And sometimes you get to a point in your training where you'd be happy with 0.5 kilogram.
Yeah.
It's like I was doing shoulder press, did a 12-week strength training program, got a 1 kilo PB, happy with that.
Yeah.
And that then
Or
translated into me being stronger in my snatch, my push press, my push jerk.
But even the like half a kilo, sometimes that I always, in my powerlifting, when I was doing my powerlifting competitions, that 1.25 is the heaviest weight in the gym, because let's say I pulled a 180 and it was amazing. It came up really easy. I'm like, I've definitely got 182 in me. It's only 2 kilos. You put those 2 kilos on, right? You pick the bar up, it ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
So you might want to just go half a kilo.
Yeah.
And that half a kilo is still a PB, even if it's not 5 or 10 or whatever it is. So you have to make sure that your gains and what you expect from yourself are realistic. That's really important. And not taking on too much as well. I think people take on too much.
So why don't we start at the specific and then work sort of through.
Okay.
So obviously the specific goal of that guy who wanted to squat 160 kilograms.
Yeah.
So
that's just hypothetical.
Yeah, but let's just use that as an example then.
Okay.
So he wants to improve his strength. That's specific.
Correct.
As strength conditioning coaches, we know what we need to do with that client to improve.
All right, so
his
what
strength.
would you do?
What would I do? I would look at how many times he's able to squat. I'd also look at what his recovery is like. And I also want to know if he can squat.
Right, yeah, of course. So you would, even if he's got, so he's got a 160 goal that he wants to get to, I would definitely look at how he's going to squat, or she.
Yeah, they.
They. Yeah. Let's use the non-binary term. Fuck off. Anyway. Right? So you want to look at how they squat. I would then get them to squat to a 1 rep max.
Yeah, to see what they've got.
See what they've got. And then work sub-maximally and until that. I've got 2 programs that I work from for my own self when I'm squatting, and they're both sub-maximal programs. I either do a 5x5 or I work between maximum up to 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
So those are 2
also,
programs.
You've got to take into consideration, so if they're not very strong, they don't have much muscle mass to start off with, you might want to start on a hypertrophy training program.
No.
Why not?
Not for strength training.
Yeah, but what happens if they've got no muscle to start off with and then all of a sudden they go...
You gain muscle as you're doing your strength training. You would never do hypertrophy training when you're doing strength training. Because from a powerlifting term.
Oh, right, okay. I'm thinking to establish the muscle building and then move into a strength training program.
No. Good for you. That's not what I would do.
Okay.
Only because I've competed in powerlifting and it just get them. If that's where they're at, then there's no point wasting any time.
So you're taking into consideration that they've already kind of trained into that.
No.
All right. Okay.
Agree to disagree.
I don't agree to that.
Neither do I.
That's how I would work. Only
Maybe
because
I'm coming from more of a rehab background, because if you've got someone who's like,
I would do accessory.
yeah,
That's different. But the compounds would stay as strength.
okay,
But that's where we're all different.
yeah,
And we've all got different philosophies on how we train. But coming from a powerlifter and being a powerlifter and having competed in powerlifting, that's what I would do.
all right. It isn't wrong, is it?
No.
But it's...
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
We've
it's just the way that's how you would do it.
That's how I would do it.
See, what I might do is I might start off on like reps of... Again, it's all relevant, isn't it? Because I've got clients who...
If I've got somebody, right, let's say for instance, If somebody's come to me, he's never trained before, I want to squat 160 kilos, to go, okay, right, well, we need to develop some kind of body weight training first.
Yeah.
Right, that's different.
Yeah. But also I've got clients that have done some sort of like strength training, but they're just not, they're not substantial enough in their muscle bulk to be able to sustain heavy loads repetitively without having some sort of injury.
Yeah, but no,
forward.
but you would, if you, the heavy training, they're only going to be lifting what they can lift. So if they've only got a 50 kilo squat, they're only going to be working submaximally from that 50 kilo squat. So the accumulation is in the load.
Yeah.
Submaximally.
But you'd still be working submaximally in hypertrophy training.
Yeah, but that's hypertrophy training is completely different to strength training.
But you need to, so what I'm trying to get at is some people need to just build up a little bit more muscle bulk so that then they can build up the strength in that muscle bulk and then they're going to be more powerful going forward.
But that's your understanding.
Okay.
That's your philosophy. That's not mine.
Okay.
So that's just just a difference.
Yeah.
In how we see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So measurable, because it can't be specific.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it is. It isn't.
No, but we've just got a different. We've just got a different perception on how we, and that's just our training methods.
Yeah.
That's just our theories.
Yeah.
That's just our training. You're coming from it from a different aspect. I'm coming from it as a power lifter.
Yeah.
You know, you're coming at it as a sports rehabilitation.
Yeah, I'm
therapist,
just looking at. So it's not wrong the way you're doing it, because if they're following your program and not doing silly, stupid stuff along the way and eating properly, then they're not going to get injured unless they're, moving badly, I would say. If you're following a load-in program like a 5x5 or a 5x3, 3x5 or whatever it is along that strength bracket, as long as you're moving well, recovering well, doing accessory work and eating well,
you're going to get strong.
You're going to get strong and you're not going to get injured. However, from the amount of people that I see, they don't always follow that easy plan.
It's because they're not working with me. Maybe.
Oh, they're not working with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then that's where I guess I'm coming from right, let's have a look at why that's happened. 9 times out of 10. Because they don't have. No. Maybe it's more they don't have the stability and structure around the joints.
Well, they're not. Anybody that says to me they get a bad back from deadlifting,
they're not doing it right.
They're not doing it right. So it all comes down to technique.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got another client as well. So unless you are competing, for me now, you do not need to squat below parallel. Okay. Unless you are competing.
No.
That's it. Right. If you've got somebody that ultimately they've just been biologically blessed with tight hamstrings that does not allow them to get past parallel, okay? You are not going to force that depth. So I've got a client at the moment, he's in the gym, he's trying to force that depth. He gets below parallel, he gets a butt wink.
Yeah,
okay?
And then it just goes to shit.
Terrible. So then what you've got then is that development of the butt wink under load, which is a recipe for doing your back in. So, no. So you have to stay on top of technique. Anybody that's doing anything wrong and they're getting problems from it, it's because all the technique is shit.
Yeah.
So they just have to go and source somebody that can teach them how to do it properly.
Yeah. But then also, along with the strength training, I would be giving him a mobility program, because even if he's naturally, that's how he is, and that's just how his body is, it's not going to harm him to work on his mobility.
No, of course.
Yeah. It's like,
anyway.
And we're going off on a different tangent here, but I've got people who come in and it's normally hips or shoulders, obviously the ball and socket joint, but they're, I can't get this overhead position. So they're forcing the joint into a position, and it's either their joint is just naturally built to be a little bit stiffer or a little bit tighter, and it's not the fact that they need to stretch it, it's the fact that they just need to accept that maybe that's just how they are genetically built.
Yeah, of course.
And that's their biomechanics, and they need to adapt their program for that.
Yeah, of course.
It's really frustrating.
All right, so specific. See somebody that knows how to make that specific for you.
Yeah, because it is specific to that individual.
Right. That's right.
Is what we've kind of just achieved here. Specific to you, and it's specific to your end goal.
Yeah.
There's no point in
point in running
every day if you want to squat 160
Yeah, that's
kilos.
right. Or you're in the gym repping out 20 reps
Yeah.
because you ain't going to get there.
No.
All you're going to be doing is overtraining and hypertrophy training when you want to get strong.
Yeah.
No more than 5 reps.
For strength. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
And that is it. I would say if you're following an 8 to 9 week program with squatting, okay, your 5 reps is at the first maybe 4 weeks of that. After that, you need to drop it down to 2s and 3s.
Would you squat like twice a week as well?
Yes, I have done that in the past.
Would you do?
When I was powerlifting once a week.
Would you? Yeah, I suppose it's the volume
Deadlifting.
and stuff. Yeah.
I was doing 2-3 hour sessions. It was a lot. I was deadlifting. If you are heavy deadlifting, you'd only do that once a week.
Yeah.
Because neurologically it fucks you up.
Agreed.
Okay. So anybody that's deadlifting more than once a week, they just need to not do that.
Yeah.
Heavy. I'm talking about heavy deadlifting.
Oh, it's like neuromuscular fatigue.
Fatigue, yeah. It'll fuck you up. You can bench press twice a week. If I want to see gains in my bench press, especially for females, because we're not very strong in our upper body, twice a week, maybe even 3 times a week.
Yeah.
I was talking to a powerlifter. He was doing maybe 5 times a week as an overload. You can only do that for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Then you would rest, and then you would hope that overload would then translate.
You get that super compensation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So then specific. That's our specific.
Okay.
Measurable. Well, we've just discussed that.
Measurable. Yeah, but also then when you took into consideration all your short-term, medium goals, long-term goal. So where you can measure is you can measure at the beginning, and then you can have little, every 4 weeks or every 3 weeks, you might want to have some form of measurement to help you. It doesn't have to be that you work into a maximal load, but you might work sub-maximally on a lift and see how many times you can lift that maybe. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't do that. Sorry, Cally.
It can be. Some people work on you need to have some objective measures. Some people won't be able to see the end goal if they're not seeing any progress.
But they wait to the end of the programme.
Some people won't do that.
Well,
though.
you know what? Go find somebody that can do that for you and stop being an impatient twat.
Maybe it might be a way of a measurement, might be measuring body muscle mass.
Why do you need to do that?
Again, motivation.
For what? Why?
Some people might just need it, Janine.
Well, why do you need to? If you're getting strong, why do you need to measure
How do
your
you know
muscle
they're getting
mass?
strong? They're just working so maximally. Oh, Janine, all I'm doing is 50, 60, 70, 80% of my max.
That's right.
How do I know I'm getting stronger?
Because each week the percentages go up.
Yeah, but I just don't feel strong.
Listen, all you need to do is trust me. Shut
Yeah,
your mouth.
see what I mean?
Done.
And this is it all the time.
Right.
Like, just trust me.
How
do you know this?
Because I know.
Oh, because you've only worked it for 20 years. Yeah.
Because I've squatted 190 kilos. If you squatted 190 kilos, no, you haven't. So you need to be quiet. You need to follow the program, and you will see your PB at the end of the program. It's 8 or 9 weeks. Be patient.
That is true.
Trust the routine.
Training. All right, maybe if we're looking at smart goals for weight loss, that might be a good way.
Do you know what? I don't want to see anybody.
But during that, from the start to the finish, might be 12 weeks.
That's different.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying with regards to we've done specific.
All right, but
and it needs to be measured.
Okay, if you're doing it about weight loss, that's different.
Yeah.
Because you will halfway through, you'll want to see some kind of. If you're doing a 12-week program of just lifestyle change, I hate diets.
Yeah.
Hate it. Lifestyle change.
Yeah.
You're going to want to kind of check in, see if things are moving, why aren't they moving, so then you can then adapt the program, what they're following.
I'll tell you a good way of doing measurements or having it measured for a strength training program, going on how you felt on a scale of 0 to 10 when you lift.
Oh, do you know what?
I'm saying for people who might need it.
Oh, do you know what? You can have those people.
But
Right? Any of those people that come to me, I'm going to send them your way. Because I don't want those people.
Sometimes it just helps.
No. I've been doing it 22 years and I've trained a lot of people to be quite strong.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Anyway,
They've
so,
never.
so
They know not to question me.
so those that might want to have, some form of feedback during their sessions, you could start off with what they call rate of perceived exertion. So, if the 1 rep max is your 10 out of 10 difficulty, when you're doing your submaximal stuff, maybe making a mental note, people write down what they lifted, maybe write down a little like happy face, sad face next to it. People like it. People sometimes like it.
Oh, well, good for you. Grow up.
I'm with you. Sometimes I like to write stuff down. I'm a geek and like to look at all my data on my Garmin watch as well, which I've also been told is bullshit from Janine, but that's fine. It doesn't tell me I have to stand up because I've been sat down for too long. Accurate.
Achievable.
Right.
It's got to be achievable, isn't it?
What? There's an accuracy one in. Oh, that's in the 10 elements of fitness.
What are you talking about? I'm
I'm
over that.
So it is specific, measurable, achievable. So as Janine said, it wants to be achievable within the time frame you have set for yourself. So if you, like she said at the beginning, squat 100 kilos and you want to be able to squat 160 in 6 weeks, that's not achievable. So
It certainly is not.
yeah. So making sure it's achievable. Likewise we'll go back to what we spoke about before, but with weight loss, losing 10 kilos in 2 weeks is not achievable.
It certainly is. Well, it is.
Well, not in a health... Well, is it? Is it?
Well, it depends on if you're taking in laxatives
Oh, yeah.
or you're on methamphetamine.
Which we do not condone.
Well, maybe for one night.
If you want to get wavy, maybe. But if you want to lose weight healthily, do not do that.
No, don't do that.
Okay, so, yeah. Achievable. How can they make it achievable, Janine?
We'll source out somebody that can help you with that and
Yeah.
make it achievable for you.
Oh, if, for example, the individual can't afford to pay for someone to help them with it, what might they want to do? Maybe write it down.
Or keep a diary.
Yeah, keep a diary.
Keep a diary. Get on Google. Google's got the answer to everything. Just, the thing is, right, and like, you've had to do it on your own.
Yeah.
I've had to do everything, and I've learned everything on my own. This is why I find it very hard working with people sometimes, because I think, although they are paying me for my advice, right, I'm like, oh, God.
How do you not get it?
Just,
oh, how do you not know? Yeah,
I mean, like,
but then I suppose it's the same if there's something we can't do and we ask someone and it's their day job to do it. They're like, oh.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what? How do I eat healthily?
Oh yeah. No, but what? So people ask you, how do I eat healthily? They don't want to know how to eat healthily.
No, they don't.
They want you to go
eat pizza every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That is not achievable. I know.
Unless you sprinkle laxatives and methamphetamine.
Well, yeah. Woo, woo. Not laxatives. Why do people do that?
Don't know. And the laxatives that they sell now don't actually, because historically, didn't they used to kind of get rid of everything?
Well,
now they don't allow you to buy stuff that doesn't allow you to absorb stuff into the body.
You know, a lot of the fighters used to do it to make weight.
Well, they said models used to do it, didn't they?
Why would you want to do that? I mean, there's nothing worse than going into the ring thinking you're going to piss your pants, that you're going to shit yourself as well. Yeah. You never want to be known as that athlete that shut her pants.
Also, like, if you have to do that to make weight, then
that
to me tells me you're a
poor planning.
Yeah, procrastinator.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what? I won't worry about doing my nutrition.
No.
I'll just take a laxative a week before.
And then the night before.
Oh, what? Nah. Then you're completely dehydrated.
Yeah.
Got no energy. Yeah. How are you supposed to win that fight?
Well, you're not going to.
No.
You're an idiot.
Right,
anyway,
so we've done
achievable,
realistic, or you've got
relevant.
So we could talk about both. So relevant, as in.
Well, relevant. Don't have pizza every single night of the week, thinking that you're going to lose weight.
Well, for weight loss.
Yeah.
Don't run 10 10 kilometres
Yeah.
every day and then coming to training the next day thinking that your legs are going to be ready for squatting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that.
We have a lot of that at the gym at the minute.
Yeah.
People
but
are on
CrossFit,
that.
Yeah, but CrossFit kind of advocates that, doesn't it? Because it's kind of a mixed bag of everything.
Yeah, but like CrossFit still has a 3 day on, 1 day off scenario. So if they were to get you to do a 5K run or a cardiovascular metcon that's a bit more endurance based, you'd have a day off, and then they might get you doing like a strength set. It wouldn't be run 10 kilometres on a Sunday, strength phase on a Monday.
No, well, that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because it's the summer and we live in Bournemouth where everyone wants to be in bikinis and everyone wants a bikini body because that's all they see on Instagram, we're having a case of that at the gym at the minute where people aren't eating properly, they're overtraining or just training incorrectly for what they actually want to achieve.
Well, because, for the most part, and Dan Goymer, I'm going to call you out on this, he was in calorie deficit and wanted to be strong.
Yeah, we've got a couple of...
It ain't working.
Yeah.
That does not work. Yeah, but I want it all. You can't have it all.
No.
You can either be in calorie deficit and get your body beautiful, and then look at doing your hypertrophy training,
and
right?
then your strength training,
and then finish that calorie deficit, and then think, right, okay, I now I want to be strong. You've got to eat.
Yeah.
You don't see any of the super strong men, right, in calorie deficit because they've got those big old guts on them. Okay, for you to be strong, you've got to eat.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's it.
Because if you're not eating, you're going to be tired.
Yep.
You're not getting the nutrients to the muscles, and so the body's going to burn the muscle as opposed to build or maintain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe that's why I said earlier on, it might be good for some people to keep an eye on what their body muscle mass fat percentages are, because that might give them, if they're not eating properly.
Oh, it's you with your bloody stats and your...
Sometimes it's just interesting.
Do you know what? I tell you what, right?
I don't weigh myself all the time
When I first started training 30 years ago, I had my fat calipers and I'm not caught up with that anymore.
No, I don't weigh myself all the time anymore. Because I've realised I'm measuring myself on my performance outcomes.
Yeah, you've got to.
Yeah.
Listen, we all know when we're putting on a little bit of junk. We all know that you don't need to get on the scales to know that you're doing that. And that's it.
So last week I just cut back and made sure I hit my proteins and I had carbs when I was training. But yeah, I just cut back on the extra little treats. So didn't buy any dark chocolate.
No, I tell you what I have done. I've been quite good at it because I got into a bit of a bad habit the weekend of having a pot of ice cream or getting my giant cookies and I'm obviously, like I've talked about before, I'm of an age where my insulin in my body has not been, regulated as well as it should be because I'm not producing the hormones. So that even just that small amount of extra sugar at the weekends is going to play havoc with my body. So I haven't done that for a good 4 or 5 weeks, and I feel better for it.
Yeah,
I do feel better for it.
I got addicted to rice cakes for a while.
The caramel ones.
Yeah, so I haven't bought them for a while.
And your popcorn.
I haven't bought any popcorn for a while.
Yeah.
Well, I am very glad that I have been in to check, but they haven't had any in. So because I like the savoury flavoured stuff. I don't really like the sweet popcorn.
No.
So I like the cheese and the sriracha and lime.
Right.
And then there was there's another one. Anyway, yeah. So they hadn't had that in. So long may that continue.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
I'll
just.
But
eat so much.
The thing is, we're only human beings, right? And I think through the winter months, it's like a comfort thing because you want to feel warm and it's bloody freezing. It's depressing. There's no sunshine.
Yeah, it's definitely salad season at the minute. I'm very much enjoying my my
so when it's hot, like it is right now, you feel better for it, and you do drop a little bit of weight, and you feel better for it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So it's sweet. It's sweets and troughs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, come on, then.
And then timed.
Yeah.
As in, so we already said that at the beginning, the specific, you were going to cover it over you're going to do like an 6 to 8 week or 8 to 12
But your
week.
ultimate goal could be measured in a year.
Yeah.
But then you sort out your smaller goals, and then you can then that's where your measuring can come in.
Yeah.
End of the 8 weeks, 9 weeks. Okay, where are we at? Have we reached the PB? Okay, we haven't got a PB this time round. All right, we're going to hit it in a different way.
Yeah.
Or
But also, what have we achieved? We
Yeah.
haven't got a PB, but what are we doing that we
Yeah.
didn't do at the beginning?
Yeah.
So you almost have that recap, don't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
time
It's the same. It's the same with. So you can put those. So the smart. We call them smart goals because it's SMART. What we've just gone through.
Yeah.
But
Acronym.
but you can put that into anything with regards to you've got a goal to
your
achieve.
life.
Yeah. So we talked about last time talking about rehab or talking about an injury. Some people get an injury and then can't see the wood for the trees. Like, so let's go. Someone's broken their leg. They can't. All they want to do is run, and they can't see the phases that they're going to go through to get there.
They want to, as soon as the leg's fixed, they think, right, I can go out and run. No.
Yeah.
We've got to start with
There's lots of greys between that black and white.
Yeah.
And that's where, your short, medium, long-term goals come in. But I would say even your short-term goals, break them down into like bite-sized chunks, like you would do with your revision for school.
I tell you what, when I was writing my book, Dr. T, Teresa, I used her, when you're at university and when I did my master's,
you have like a dissertation.
I had a supervisor. So I would write my chapters, send my chapter into my supervisor. Supervisor would oversee it. So I used T as my smaller goal set to ultimately achieve in the book. It took me a year. I didn't actually put a time on how long it was going to take me, but both books took me a year to write. That's just how it worked out.
Yeah.
But I used her, I'd write a chapter, I'd send it to her, she would read it, send me back a critique. I would then be starting on the next chapter. Once I got her critique back from that chapter, I would then, once I finished the second chapter, while she was critiquing that chapter and reading it, I would then go over the critique of the next chapter. And those were my smaller goal setting targets that I used in order to achieve that book.
Yeah.
That's how I did it. And that gave me the motivation because I knew that she'd be waiting for the next chapter as well.
Yeah, so you had some accountability.
Really important.
Yeah, that is good.
Really important. Yeah, because some people say to me, how long did it take you? I think some people have been writing a book for like 5 or 10 years. I mean, like, just get it done, innit?
But again, that's just people who maybe procrastinate. Either or is it like fear of failure, people won't like it, or they just they lose motivation or focus because something else comes along.
Well, that can happen in anything you do.
Yeah.
That's why you've got to have those time-stamped goals as well.
Yeah.
Then that will give you accountability in what you're doing.
Yeah. Keep going. So if you do lose focus, keep going back to what your end goal, what you want out of that end goal.
Yeah.
Because if you don't hit the markers prior to the end goal, you'll never get there.
Yeah.
So keep going back to what is it I am ultimately training for.
Yeah, and don't give yourself too much.
Yeah.
That comes. I suppose that comes back to the achievable.
Yeah, but also don't be too hard on yourself if you're. So this is what we were talking about maybe the other day. I messaged Janine. I was like, "I was training today. I felt like shit halfway through." It is, that's not. I had to just have a friend say to me, "Look, that's normal. You don't always have the best training sessions."
No, that's right.
So having someone there to just go, to not always, because you'd be really hard on yourself if you want to achieve something.
No, I know, but then you got right. I did, not last week before, I did 140, 6 singles. And then that was on the Wednesday. And then when I was snatching on the Saturday, I was like, oh my God, why can't I lift this weight up? And I was like, oh, hang on a minute. What do I expect when I've already pre-exhausted myself from that loading on Wednesday?
Yeah.
I've got to give myself that time to recover in order to, feel like it. So
that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
You've got to weigh up, and then I might be due on, or I might have my period.
Yeah.
Or
you might have just been working really busy. You might be really busy at work. You might be moving house. The stress of moving house. You might be going through emotional, like relationship problems.
Yeah.
There's all those things you've got to bring into the mix.
Yeah.
That that might affect your training, which people just ultimately like shut away sometimes. They don't want to acknowledge that that's going on, but it is going on and it can affect your training.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we've all got a life outside of training, haven't
Yeah,
we?
we have. Yes, we have.
And you know, why do we train? We train to feel fitter, stronger, feel better about ourselves.
Yeah. It makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's fun being strong. Yeah, I don't know too many other 49-year-olds that do what I do.
Oh, no, loads.
You do not.
No, not.
You do not.
Started to piss you off like that woman in the town.
Oh, let it go.
You look about my age.
She was a minger. Why, she can't see you. She was pissed.
You were happy when she blew that vape in your face, were you?
So I was like,
yeah. Oh,
what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. And then she asked you a question, didn't listen to you.
No.
And asked me where I was from. I was like, you need to listen to her. She's telling you where the best place is to go.
But she was pissed.
Yeah.
Listen, that was my life when I was working on the door.
You could tell you just went into door mode. And I love how you were like checking out if you knew anyone on the doors.
Didn't know. I don't know anybody.
Don't know anyone on the doors.
Don't know anybody now. No.
Well, maybe that's a good thing though, because then you can go out and anonymity. Oh, no one knows me.
Yeah. Well, that's not true. Everybody knows me.
Yeah, well, you beat me on people who know you last night, didn't you?
Did I?
Yeah, there was like 3 people that clocked you last night, and I only saw 1.
That dude in the bar. What was he wearing? That was a serious outfit.
What dude?
The dude in 1812.
Yeah, when you
that
said
that wasn't a stag do outfit.
And there's no one else around him, was
I
there?
mean, he was not like wee boys out. That was a full on. I've come
wasn't-
out in
like a gypsy top, wasn't it?
gypsy
What did he have
bright
on
blue
at the
top.
bottom?
He had like a navy blue skirt. You know when these
Did he have
guys?
was it like a kilt or was it a skirt?
No, it was a skirt. When these guys
Was there
decide,
makeup on though, was there?
when these guys decide that they're going to do that as a female, they do it bad. Like they don't know how to style themselves.
Badly.
And he had like suede wedge sandals on.
Oh, I didn't even
Yeah.
clock that. I was too busy watching you get excited about the cocktail.
Oh my God.
Cocktail making.
I mean, Jesus Christ, they were shaking him like their life depended on it.
Janine's got a new career coming.
Oh my God.
We need to go on a cocktail making course.
One-handed, two-handed. I mean, their heads were going and everything. I mean, Jesus Christ, they were like ragging themselves to death.
I reckon I've definitely got some rehab clients in there with shoulder problems.
Yeah.
Whiplash,
I mean,
necks.
they were giving it everything.
Yeah. I reckon wrists.
Yeah.
Should I go in there and hand
I mean,
some cards
they're
out?
doing like that all night long. If you want to experience what we're talking about, go in 1812 and watch the cocktail makers. One of them smashed it with his forearm.
Did he?
Doof. Yeah. Open it up. Ooh. Don't you get me going?
It was just funny watching your face. You was like mesmerised, like
Yeah.
fascinated.
Well,
by
you know,
it.
yeah, but when my head goes, right?
I know.
It goes into that place where I'm thinking, Christ, it's ferocious. Well, I think we've covered everything with Goal 7, haven't we? I mean, it's for you and me, it's pretty straightforward, but for a lot of people, I think sometimes when people are thinking about their life in general or whatever they want to achieve, it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
So think of that one
Thing you
thing
want to
you
achieve.
want to achieve and then break it down.
Yeah.
Break it down into the SMART acronym.
Yeah.
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-stamped. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got any funny stories?
I've never got any funny stories, have I? Let's be honest. I just sit here and listen to yours. No, nothing.
Bet.
So have we had any other requests for things to talk about?
Well, Jodie Hooper, she listens to our podcast.
Oh, hi, Jodie.
She is not on
Hasn't seen
Instagram
her
at
for
the moment.
ages.
So she would leave messages, but she's not doing the Instagram thing. But she suggested that we talk about women training around their periods, which I think is really important.
We've kind of we did touch on it at one point, but didn't fully go into it.
Well,
did
we haven't delved into that and the importance of being mindful of that, and not only that male coaches understand that ballistic training around the time when you're doing when you're heavily bleeding,
it's not going to happen.
it's really bad. So we can touch on that when we do the perimenopause.
Yeah, because I think it's not only going to be interesting for females, but it's going to be interesting for males who train and males who train females.
Yeah.
Understanding why maybe the training partner who's normally like hitting everything they need to do, then there's like almost a week where they just don't seem to be switching on. They don't seem to just have that oomph.
Yeah.
And they just kind of want to bite your head off every minute.
Yeah.
That happened to me on Friday. Someone asked me, "Oh, are you going to run with a weight today, Cally?" "No." "Well, you go RX with everything else." Well, you know, when you know what it feels like for your uterus to be falling out, you come and talk to me then.
Or the thing is, when you're losing that amount of blood, I
just needed to move and tick
over.
over.
I mean, it's important to move. That's really important because it does actually help. But you have to be mindful of how much you're doing. So we can touch on that when we do the perimenopause and menopause. But also, she suggested that we talk about social media and how it affects people's depression, affects their mental state. I think for me, I'm very aware of social media, but I also am a voyeur. So I like to watch people's behaviour on social media, because it definitely highlights people's neediness.
Yeah.
And then it does. I was speaking to Rashida. Big up to Rashida. She made me a very good chai today at the house, and we talk about stuff quite a lot. And I said to her that social media is very isolating. Whilst it's supposed to be like a community tool, it's not a tool.
Oh no, because you get the keyboard warriors that are there to quick to sort of
put you down. But then nobody's on there posting about their bad shit. And if they are, it's because they need attention.
They need someone to go, what's up?
I today, like on Twitter, I'm still trying to do the Twitter thing. It's very dull. But when did we all become so needy? Like that need for likes, the need for followers. You're judged on your followers, aren't you? It's sad. Nobody knows how to communicate anymore.
Well, I'm competing on Sunday.
Doing what?
That Who Dares gyms.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you, but they've got running in it on the beach. I
thought, I'm not doing that.
No, you won't be up for that. So, because there was a guy at the gym, Tom, so big up to Tom, Fiona's partner. He was sort of saying he wanted to do it. And I said, I won't mind doing it. But
good for you.
But then,
I'll come down and support you.
Oh, but then I ended up being with Andy's team. So Andy, who listens to the podcast and always promotes us on Instagram, I'm in his team with two of his friends.
Okay, can we just do a shout out to Sean as well?
Yeah. She gave a really good feedback to us. Yeah.
Big up to Sean. I saw her in the week. Go and see her.
Yeah, I need to book in.
Yeah.
I do need to look at my diary. I might be able to do it next week.
Okay.
I'll text her and see if she's free.
Belitza, she's very good. She does massage. She does massage as well.
Yeah.
Pedicures. She waxes my eyebrows, does facials, does a great facial. Yeah.
So
do a big up for her.
She's following Leave Nothing Out on Instagram, so you could probably find her from following us.
Yeah. Great.
A little bit of cross-pollination there.
Yeah, man.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Follow us on Leave Nothing Out on Instagram.
The Twitter thing's dead.
If you want to look at us on Twitter, you can look.
There's nothing on there. It's hard work. It's really hard work. But anyway, follow us on Instagram. Everybody seems to be doing that anyway. Yeah. Yeah. And then we post stuff on our Facebook anyway.
Yeah, and then we've still got the email address if you want to email us at leavenothingout@gmail.com.
Great.
All right then. Until next time.
I'm going to go walk the dog.
And I'm going to go have something to eat.
Oh no, I was wearing a tampon. Bye.
Bye.
Get ready.
Leave nothing out.
If you need help, hang up and then dial your operator.
Don't threaten me. You don't scare me.
Fun and excitement.
And when your head is down,
Leave nothing out.